3 quite major changes for me through this presence process. Hi there, this is Roberta from Dhammainspiredliving. In this channel we discuss self-improvement, mindfulness and trauma integration. In today's video I would like to talk to you about the presence process and the 3 big things that happened in my life while I was doing the presence process. Make sure to give this video a like. And let's get straight into the video. The presence process is a 10-week program where you're integrating your childhood trauma, your childhood trauma, your childhood imprinting, your emotional imprinting. What you do is you do some meditations and some reading. So the idea is that there's charged emotions in your physical body that are still running your life and are creating situations because they want to be seen and they want to be heard. So it's like a totally different approach to life. Most people go on with their life like, oh, this happened, therefore I feel this. Oh, this happened, therefore I feel this. And with the presence process, the idea is that actually things are happening in us and they're looking at outside circumstances. If you look at these things happening in yourself, and the more you integrate them, the less other things outside you are going to be triggering for you, because you will have this integration within yourself rather than being run by your emotions and your emotional traumas, right? So I did this 10-week program. It actually says in the process that you shouldn't do any major changes in these 10 weeks. And well, I didn't do that because, well, I just went with what felt right for me. There's 3 major things that happen. The first thing that happened almost immediately, I decided to go home to Slovakia. I actually live in Scotland, but I'm from Slovakia. And we haven't been home for almost 3 years at that point. And it's because of the whole illness in the world and, you know, all the regulations and stuff. And I just couldn't be bothered dealing with all that. But I was like, you know what, let's just do it. This presence process really triggered something in me. Like, I needed to go home and there was something there for me to kind of experience and to integrate with this process. Number 2. It's like I had a massive blowout with my father. It was at that point that I realized how toxic my father has been with me my whole life. Up until this point, I worshipped him. I was like, oh, he's amazing, you know. And my parents divorced, and I always had this kind of narrative that my mom was like the bad one. Not the bad one, but she had the issues, you know. She had like mental health struggles. That my dad was like this person who could do no wrong. That's certainly a story that was very true for me at the time. When I went home, that really shifted in me. He was quite abusive with me, and that was like the blowout. We were going somewhere and he had this huge shouting match at me in a car while he was driving very fast. I guess having been away from him and having my own family and doing things in a certain way with Robbie, with the way we communicate, especially in the recent years, it really made me see how toxic and how abusive that kind of behavior was. You know, before, when my father was shouting at me, or he was abusive, or he was like belittling me, or just saying things about me that were really, really hurtful, or I'm totally worthless, like literally, I just thought that was like normal, because that's what I grew up in, that's what I believed. Because I have this healthy relationship with my partner right now, and I've gone through therapy and all that, and I have friends that are very supportive and not like, don't behave to me like that, it really stood out like a sore thumb. I was just like, what the hell? This is totally not okay. Like, why are you speaking to me like this? I really said like, this is not okay behavior, you know. And I really stood my ground, and I didn't get into the car again with him, and we just decided that we're leaving his house at that point. And we went to stay with my auntie for a few days. Thank you, Brigi, for allowing us to stay. I guess with childhood trauma, you just keep realizing just how messed up things were for you, and why you feel certain ways about yourself, why you feel like worthless, or why you feel like you can't do anything right. This blowout was like a space for me to really have a lot of self-compassion and to realize like, okay, like you really need to reparent yourself, because this is like totally messed up. The third thing that happened to me was I stopped eating sugar, and you can watch a video about it just here. I'll link it up. Sugar had a kind of like a hold on me for a very long time, and the past few years I've been trying to come off it. I haven't been able to. I've been kind of flip-flopping. I finally was able to say I'm not doing this anymore, and because I've been doing this work, because I've been meditating as well this past year, I'll link a video up about that here, I feel that giving up sugar hasn't been as challenging as I thought it might be. And since I gave up sugar, I have much more energy, I feel much better about myself. There's so many benefits like I can't even describe. So yeah, anyway, thank you very much for listening to my story and for sticking by, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.